back to the YouTube channel of All Day Chess TD. So glad to see you're back. Remember guys, last video was a game between Vishwanathan Anand and Peter Lecco, which was part of the GM Game Analysis series. This time we're going to continue that series. So this time the game is going to be between Ian Nepomniachtchi and Anish Giri. This game was played in the online Chess24 Legends of Chess tournament. If you want to read more about that, please be sure to check out our website. The link will be in the description below. Now, let's start with the game. I really like this game because Ian played a very nice queen sack, which blew everyone's mind away. Stay tuned in the video to see it. Starts with e4, e5, bishop c4, knight f6, d3, knight c6, and knight c3. This is just normal opening moves. It may not be the greatest, though Ian probably prepared this or just did this to throw Anish off guard. So bishop b4, knight f3, and d6. As we can see up here, this is the bishop's opening, the Berlin-Vienna hybrid variation with 4 bishop b4, which was the move that just got played. Bishop b4, knight f3, and then d6. So now we have castles and bishop takes c3. And after b takes c3, we can see that Ian has these doubled c-pawns. So now Giri plays knight a5, attacking this bishop. And remember, in the Vishwanathan Anand versus Peter Lecco game, Vishwanathan Anand played knight b4. Remember, attacking this d3 bishop? This time it's very similar, except it's this knight on a5 attacking the c4 bishop. So now Ian retreats the bishop, and we have h6 to stop the bishop from coming to g5 and pinning the knight to the queen. And we have the same thing by Ian. And now we have queen e7 and knight h2. This is preparing f4, trying to break the center. And now we have knight takes b3 and a takes b3. And now Ian has this semi-open a file. And after g5. Wow, okay, this is where all the fun happens. Jim Hikari said in the live stream, nice move by Giri, trying to create some counterplay on the king side. So now we have rook e1, rook g8, knight f1, and g4. Somewhat ambitious move, in my opinion, though he's trying to create some practical counterplay options. h4, very nice move by Ian. He's trying to keep this king side closed. Because if he plays something like b4, for example, after this pawn takes this pawn, there's a big pin here, and the rook might come to g2, and it gets very complicated and very hard to defend with white. So that's why he plays h4, keeping it closed. Now we have g3, creating some open files. One of the good things to do when attacking an enemy king. Nice move by Giri. So now f takes g3. Remember when Ian played this knight back to f1? Well, now this knight's very strong as it's supporting this g3 square, controlling h2, controlling e3. So it's actually a very strong knight. So now we have rook g6 and b4. Now, as Ian has got the king side locked down, he decides to expand on the queen side. So we have knight h5. No, this is not a blunder, but see what happens next. Queen takes h5. Wow, what a move by Ian. Giri clearly didn't see this coming. You might think, isn't that just a free knight? Actually, no, because after bishop g4, the queen is trapped. So now, Nepo plays queen takes g6, and after f takes g6 and bishop takes h6, Ian has a rook, a piece, and a pawn for the queen. But the big advantage for Ian is that all of these pieces are not active at all. This rook on a8 hasn't moved the entire game. The queen on e7 is doing nothing, and now this bishop is doing absolutely nothing. So now Giri tries to play king d7, trying to activate the rook, and now we have knight e3. Now this knight's going to start becoming active after knight e3, attacking the bishop, and now maybe even knight d5, attacking the queen later on. Now we have bishop e6, rook f1. Now he plays this to control this open file. Now queen h7. He's just basically moving his pieces around, and he has nothing to do. Bishop g5, rook queen g8, and rook f6. Nepo slowly converting his advantage. And as we still see, all of Giri's pieces are still sleeping, basically. And now a6 and rook af1. So there's one open file, which means there's one file where there aren't any pawns on the board for either color, and it's this F file, and you always want to control the F file. As we can see, it is Ian who's controlling this file. So now we have rook e8 and c4. He's getting ready to maybe play some knight d5 soon. And b6 and knight d5. There it is. King c6 and rook 6 f2. So when you have two rooks on the F file and you want to move one, you have to name the rank that it's on. So this is the 6th rank. So that's rook 6 f2. And queen g7 and king h2. Now we have king b7 and knight c3, rerouting the knight a little bit, rook a8 and rook f6. back striking in the king's side. He's basically intruding in Giri's space almost. Now queen g8 and c5. Now Jan is breaking open the position. Now queen e8 and now knight d5. He's bringing everyone to the party. Wow. Now d takes e5, b takes e5, and after the pawn takes, now rook b1 check. And now there's two open files, and Nepo controls both. As you can see, the b file is an open file. Who controls it? Nepo. The f file is an open file. Who controls this? Nepo. So now we have bishop h6, king d7, rook b7. Maybe threatening to take the c7 pawn now. Now bishop takes the knight, as the knight's very strong. So now e takes d5, king c8, and now rook back, as he's still controlling this open file. And now he gains material actually. This is a very forced variation. Now king d7, now this rook comes over to f1. And now Giri moves his rook, but now it's too late after a rook f8. And now queen e7. Now Nepo will be up a pawn and a piece in the endgame, as the queen is lost after the rook moves to f7. So, now in this position, Giri resigned, as we can also see the valuation bars plus 5.3. So this is why Giri resigned, and Nepo will be up a piece in the endgame, which is more than you need. Guys, I really hope you liked this video, so please be sure to like the video, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. That's all from me now. Peace out.